Mm, 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 mm. Nigga rappers. To the Heat. What make you say the Heat? Nah, I don't know what's going on. That's what I'm trying to ask. Heat, Warriors, or Knicks? Hmm. Yeah, those are among the ones that I'm hearing. But I think some very key things were said to basically decide where the Giannis is going to land and where he's going to end up. A lot of important factors are going to play a part when it comes to that. What's good, Take Jay? Hoodie one, what's good? SG, what's good? Um, so basically, you see, I got three little topics. I ain't gonna be on here too long, maybe an hour, 2 hours at most, unless some shit really spiral. But more than likely, just an hour to two is what I'm looking at. But anyways, a few things was said up in the NBA world that I kind of wanted to go ahead and touch on. Starting off, you got this clown Draymond Green, and it's sad that I'm saying this because I kind of like Draymond because being a Steph Curry fan, of course, Draymond being on the Warriors. What up, Talia? With Draymond being on the Warriors, it kind of makes you make sure y'all hitting the like button and y'all come in too. But being on the Warriors, it kind of makes me sort of like him some. But this nigga be doing the most. Like he always just saying some kind of bullshit, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. He always saying some kind of bullshit that leans towards, um, basically lean towards whatever is favorable for LeBron. That's pretty much what it is. If he can slight LeBron and then I mean slight Jordan in any kind of way, he's gonna do it because that's favorable to LeBron. LeBron's whole campaign is to try to tear down Jordan, tear down Kobe to try to uplift himself. That's pretty much what's going on here. Because Draymond don't have no reason to say this bullshit outside of that. And keep in mind, Draymond is a clutch client. He signed under the same agency as LeBron, and we know when you signed under that legacy, you got to do whatever the hell him and Rich Paul is telling you to do. I think Bam and Giannis sharing the same agent and the Heat having all the young pieces is the writing on the wall. You could be right about that, Kenny. We're gonna get into that on the next topic. But what Ghost and what's good, man? So I don't know if y'all heard about it. And also, if I got anybody that's from Chicago that's in the chat, please let me know because I would love to hear you guys' opinion. And for those of y'all that may not be in the chat currently, and then you later on so happen to see this, so happen to see this live because when I put it back out there later, please let me know in the chat. is this nigga Draymond a clown? Because I looked at the comment. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just pull it up in case some of y'all are unaware with what the fuck he said. I'm gonna let you hear what this clown said. He really is a clown for this. He know I know for certain he don't believe this. But like I said, all they do is push fucking narratives.
Derrick Rose came and saved the franchise. I still remember D Rose coming. Man, shout out to D Rose having his number one retired.
See, he started it off as if he just trying to give Derrick Rose a shout out, right? And then he started sneaking dissing, trying to diss Jordan, knowing good damn well this shit's not the truth. But I'm gonna just let y'all hear this egregious bullshit that this fool ended up saying.
Man, shout out to D Rose having his number one retired in Chicago by the Bulls. What D Rose means to the city of Chicago, not meant, means to the city of Chicago. There's not one bigger person in the city of Chicago.
See, at first you was okay when you said what he means to Chicago. I believe Derrick Rose does mean a lot to Chicago. I'm not a Chicago native, so I can't necessarily speak on it, but I do know a lot of people from Chicago. And I just think I just have common sense to know what this clown getting ready to say is absolutely not the truth.
Derrick Rose, make no mistake about it. You heard what I said. There is not one bigger person that means more to the city of Chicago than Derrick Rose. With all due respect to MJ, I love MJ. We all wanted to be like Mike. It doesn't mean more to the city of Chicago than Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose stops everything. Derrick Rose stops crime. Derrick Rose can walk around Chicago, no problem. But man, youngest MVP in league history, right in the Chicago Bulls jersey. When the Chicago Bulls were struggling for years after Mike.
I mean, I really don't have to go too much further than that. But you heard what he said. Basically, he's claiming that there's no bigger player there's out of Chicago that means more to Chicago than Derrick Rose. Now we get it, Derrick Rose is a Chicago native, so that gives him a lot of juice. But come on, bro. Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. He gave the city of Chicago 6 championships, 2 three-peats, 10 scoring titles. This nigga has a statue outside of the what's the name of their stadium again? The United Center. Come on, bro. You just lying at this point. And then I just so happened to look at the comment section. This is on Draymond's channel. Matter of fact. See your boy, I had to call him out, say, stop lying, nigga. The comment section. This guy says anything sometimes. When you think about Chicago Bulls, you think about Michael Jordan. That's the first thing that comes to mind, not Derrick Rose. I'm sorry. Facts. Look at it. Somebody said, I see you, Clutch Gray. That's what it's about, bro. That's all this is. He signed to Unclutch Sports, and he has to lie because that's what they agency comes with. You have to cap for LeBron and create narratives to try to uplift this nigga for his clown-ass ego. Somebody said dumbest take of his this year. As a Chicagoan, that is simply not true. Stay off the weed, Dre. I get where he's coming from, but he's still wrong. I get he was just giving D Rose. He was not just giving D Rose his flowers. He was trying to slight Jordan. That was his whole objective. Congrats to him, but that MJ take was crazy, and I was born and raised in. So pretty much, I think it's safe to say that I am correct. Even Chicago natives do not agree with this. So you're lying, nigga. And I'm sure you knew you were lying. You just said that shit because Unclutch Sports was like, look, Derrick Rose is getting ready to retire his jersey. Michael Jordan came out, gave him a major shout out, gave him some props for what he did mean to the city of Chicago. And they were like, we got to find a way to get some of this attention and find a way to uplift LeBron in this situation. by downing Michael Jordan. So what do? And keep in mind, LeBron never says most of this stuff himself. He always got to get somebody else to say it. So that way he can keep his hands clean. That's why you got the Draymonds come out and say it. The Nick Rones come out and say it. Shannon Sharp come out and say it. Rich Paul come out and say it. They always do this shit. This is nothing new. He said there's Skip Bayless to LeBron James and there's Draymond Green to Michael Jordan. I guess it's sort of a fair comparison. But yeah, but this is crazy. This is absolute insanity. Shout out to Power is Fire, man. But he's definitely a clown for this, bro. You can't justify that. Yeah, I don't agree with that of what he's saying. They just connect to D Rose more because he's from the city. Michael Jordan is more loved. Exactly. Everybody knows this. The GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Yep. Rose would have to win some championships with the Bulls for that, at least like 3 to 4 minimum, and another 2 MVPs. Facts.